Google DeepMind just released 2 new AI models that are based on Gemini 2.0 that is going to change robotics as we know it. Check it out.
Today we're introducing a new family of Gemini models for robotics. They're able to understand the physical world in a lot of detail, understand motion, and be able to act in that physical world.
Gemini Robotics is our most advanced vision language action model for robotics.
That means that it takes natural language input and images and then outputs actions.
They're really dexterous. They're doing some really intricate stuff like folding origami or like packing lunch. There's this one task where you have to put the bread slice in like a Ziploc. You can talk to them and physically move stuff around as the robot is moving, and you can see them reacting to you. My favorite application is on the Optronic humanoid. We have this task where the robot is asked to spell a word with these Scrabble tiles. It's this cross-embodiment, dexterity, reasoning, they all come together in this very cool task.
The other model really enhanced the world understanding of Gemini for robotics.
So it will do things like detect all the objects in 3D space, or maybe even identify parts of an object with semantic key points. For example, if you ask it to find all the chocolate chips in a cookie, it will identify all of the different pieces that are there.
Seeing the generality is like a light of hope for robotics.
Our research is to figure out how to bring robots in our everyday life in a way that is safe, empowering, and helpful.
There's a lot more work to be done. We need to be working on expanding the generalization capabilities of these models, as well as the dexterity. And finally, we want to build robots that can learn over time and that can use their experience to improve, as well as learn from other humans around it.
They say, today we are introducing 2 new AI models based on Gemini 2.0, which lay the foundations for a new generation of helpful robots, which is what you were seeing in the clip there. They have robots that can see and understand their surroundings, also take inputs from visual, audio cues. This just totally changed the game. They say the first Gemini Robotics and Advanced Vision Language DLA model that was built on Gemini 2.0 with the addition of physics actions as a new output modality for the purpose of direct controlling robots, meaning that they can see the world around them with their new vision capability. So when they were being able to move things with their hands and understand their relationship to that, they were like, hey, I'm able to see this. I can label this with this new vision language action model. I can also hear you. So as a person was also given directions to the robot, they can take that in as input. So it's not just visual inputs, they're also taking in audio inputs, and they're using that to make actions. So you can think of this almost like how AI does it. When you talk to ChatGPT or Grok 3, it takes in audio as an input. Same thing when you think about ChatGPT's computer use or their operator model, which goes in and does things on the web on your behalf, where it's able to move the mouse based on the images it's sent back. It can look at the computer screen and then move the mouse in relation to the computer screen to what's on the screen. It's the second Gemini Robotics, a Gemini model that has advanced spatial understanding, enabling robotics to run their own programs using Gemini's embodied reasoning ER abilities. So this means it's able to have kind of general understanding and have these tweaks be made on the fly without any type of human intervention, which is important because you do want your robot to, or your AI to understand things and for it to understand and do things on their own autonomously without having to always be programmed exactly how to do that. And this is really good. As you see in this clip here, where they were able to go head to head with the Gemini robot and a human trying to put a freaking belt on a gear that would be what a mechanic would do if you're trying to change the timing belt. And the robots were able to do it. And you can tell the humans weren't, but to be honest, it does seem like they gave up more than they couldn't have. There's only mechanics that can do this. So this is something we are definitely able to do, but to have a robot do this is actually pretty good. The robots, though, seems like they're at 3 times speed, so they're not necessarily game day ready yet. But to see that this is where they're at right now with Gemini 2.0, what about Gemini 5, 6, or 10 for that matter, to see how more advanced this is? We may not even need mechanics in the future. They also have one here where they're able to have this robot make origami, fold a paper in half. that takes a level of touch sensitivity and understanding of how the object is changing in your hand and how to touch it to hold it down, and it was able to do that. They also have one where they have these robot hands and they're zipping up this lunchbox, which takes a bit of a manipulation because this one is able to spin it, understanding that the zipper isn't ending once you don't see the other ridges. You have to understand that there's more to go around when zipping up a lunchbox. And this is real-time speed that we're seeing here. They also have one where they're trying to put fruit in a bowl. Check it out.
Can you put the grapes in the clear container? Can you put the grapes in the pink container?
As you saw in that video, they were able to tell the robot with audio to put the grapes in a container based on the color, whether it's clear or pink. And they were able to move the bowls around for it to then understand that the position of the bowls have moved, meaning they have to then put the grapes in a different position in order to drop them while the bowls are being moved, which are pretty good if you ask me. Not only that, they have these images of how the robot sees the world, where they have labels for what they're seeing, different dishes, guitars, and just objects in general. But they also can identify different points in which to touch these objects. So you don't pick a frying pan up by actual pan, you pick it up by the handle. Same thing with a guitar. You would have to pick it up from the base in the back of the neck. And even with clothes, you pick it up a certain type of way. So that's actually important when you're trying to figure out how to pick these things up. To understand, like, here's the handle, the thing that's made be picked up by your hand. Not only that, they're able to organize different things where they can clean up basically their spaces, put pens and paper back into certain spots in order for it to clean. So it has this spatial awareness of it as well. But what is kind of freaky to me is this thing is able to spell out words.
What do you see on the table?
I see some colorful letter tiles on the table.
Now could you spell me something that could be found in a deck of cards?
Okay, how about the word ace? I can slide the tiles to spell it out.
Can you pack me some trail mix?
Certainly, I have packed the trail mix for you.
Hey, can you pack the orange for me?
Of course, I am putting the orange in the lunch bag.
Thank you so much.
So this is a humanoid robots with humanoid hands, and they have like these Scrabble tiles, and this robot's able to just move the tiles and manipulate it in order for them to spell out certain words. Here is an example of them packing a lunch and then telling the robot what to pack without even pointing at it. This is just absolutely insane. Here's a few examples of what they have or what other things this robot can do. They can spell, put fruit in a bag, food, so pack a lunch. They can also do like tic-tac-toe, origami, and it seems like it can even play cards. Pack a lunch with a sandwich in a bag, which takes a lot of dexterity. Put up tools and plug and unplug electronics from the socket. I'm kind of nervous, kind of excited, but we shall see what direction this goes in the future. If you want to learn more about robotics, AI, quantum computing, anything tech related pretty much, you should definitely like and subscribe, because we're going to see the future unfold together. With that being said, your boy Dexter out.